Da-na-na-na. I miss the music, bro. What's up, Banter fam? I hope you're all doing well. I know I've been quiet the last few days. Before even Bitcoin, guys, I'm nervous. Like, what is up with this waiting game? I'm waiting for my little one to come, and we got a little bit of signs from the doctor that it could have happened over the weekend. And then you sit and you wait, and you sit and you wait, and I'm like, okay, am I taking a little bit of time off now to focus on being a dad for a little while and allow the market to continue being boring, or what do I do? And then it gets to Monday and still not here, and it's Tuesday and still not here. So I am doing a show today. So we can go through a few things as well as doing a call-in show. I would love to get the community involved as well, to be jumping on, asking some questions about anything, helping in any single way, helping with your portfolio, anything like that. I will be dropping a tweet just now, so make sure you are following me on Twitter. So how you can actually join on the StreamYard and get in the back office with us. But I hope you're all doing well. Guys, I'm nervous. Like, I have such jelly brains right now. It is so hard to focus right now. Like, how do you just wait and wait and wait? Like, I just don't get it. But anyway, I'm learning, and then I'm jumping on and I'm turning the computer and I'm seeing that, Bitcoin looks like it's dead right now. When you see like a pulse on a what do you call it? A medical sort of thing, where it's just moving once in a while, showing a little heartbeat to the downside, little one to the upside. But wow, has Bitcoin literally been ranging in the small little range for the last few days, which is between the $40,000 and the $38,000 zone. So we've just had this little bit of slow ranging throughout there. And I basically asked the question this morning. And before I do jump on and we get the show started, guys, what are you guys thinking? Are we thinking this one? This one? Are we thinking this one that can take us down to 34? We know it's a possibility. We know that's a part of the bottom of the range. Or are we thinking this one? A Bart Simpson, possibly, as we saw in this place over here, where we got this little haircut coming down, choppy, and then start to range up. I would love to see what you guys are thinking, so we can sort of see where people's heads are at right now. But I suppose we can go either way. And let's prep for both, and let's see what we're having a look at. We are seeing a Thorchain massive explosion at this point. So that was one that went really well. Let's have an update on that. We see the Fantom is getting close to the $1 region as well. So we'll be going through that as well. So we'll be doing a quick market update for all, and then we'll be getting the community in to ask all their questions. Let's get into it.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, when the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, I had to quickly change the background. That's why I had to play the longer intro for you all. We actually missed this one. When it's bull season again, we got to get this one going. We got to get that one back. We're just waiting for bull season for that one to come back in. What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're having a great start to your week as well. To anyone that's new, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, on all of the tools that we give you guys. Telegram, we've got the sniper charting group. We have a lot of tools that we give on here. So make sure you are using all of that so we're able to communicate with you guys throughout the market. And yet another day, guys. Another day of absolutely nothing right now. We had fantastic news yesterday, and now news is not even moving the market anymore. And it's quite a massive thing to sort of take in, and what does it mean and what could possibly happen? Obviously jumping back to where we are, higher time frame to the view. We're still in the middle of the range right now. Anything that's sort of, we got the interest hikes coming tomorrow. So anything goes a little bit higher than I think the 0.2 or 0.25 in that, we can expect a little bit of negative on the market, which can possibly take us back down to the whale buying zone. We do know, we are very aware now that this is the whale zone we've been in for a while now. And we know any dips here creates massive fear. And we sort of noticed that buying fear is a really, really, really good strategy. So I'm still in that region of keeping some limit orders sitting a little bit lower in these zones over here in case we do get that big fear zone. Because having a look at fear and greed index, we're looking at that sitting back at 20 to 30, and it's been hovering there for a while. So we know just naturally off of using the fear in the market, it's always been great times. We just know things tend to slow down a lot in these sort of phases. So we're still sitting quite in the middle now, where we have the big buying zone, which is at the bottom, as I've said before, and we got the big sell zone, which is sitting around the top at this level now. So what I've basically done is I've basically now started to zoom in and to see, okay, what is happening with Bitcoin? Why is it like just doing nothing? It's doing absolutely zero. And it's crazy how we literally had candles, I think in the matter of nearly a full day, where we literally ranged between 3.8 and 3.94. So you're looking at literally a 1 or 2% move over a full day. So now we're starting to get to, and what usually happens is actually have a look, is you could see how every time we get into the bottom of the range, we're starting to get some volume spikes, which is good. And, every time we get into the top, we are getting some sort of negative, or what do you call it, red volume bars as well. So this is sort of looking as a miniature version of this right now. There we go, where we're basically doing the same sort of ranging this from side to side at this point. And what I'm basically looking at is two sort of views from Bitcoin. I'm still looking at the main view of breaking that. One thing that's interesting is we have one of the biggest futures close out this Friday, and that's sitting at 42,000. So that's quite interesting. Tomorrow we got the news within the interest rates. Maybe, I think the market's pretty priced in if it does a 0.2 or 0.25 in that sort of zone. I think if it's better than that, highly doubt it. Obviously, it will be a great reaction in the markets. But I think if it's neutral or if it's at that 0.2, I think it's already counted in the market. And, possibly the market could then be looking to play this sort of pattern out, where we do make our way. We know this futures closeout's a big thing. And if it is sitting at 42, this chart sort of does make sense for us to get to those sort of levels. I'll be going through FTM, guys. I know it's quite a drop on that, but I'll be going through that shortly. And never look at it as it's going to teach you a lesson on profit taking later on in your next journey, but never look at it as a bad thing. It could be another big opportunity for you guys as well. So I'll be going through Fantom shortly as well. And if all goes well with news tomorrow, if we drop the lows that we made of the 37.5, it's very obvious we're going to make our way back down to the region of 32 to the 35 sort of zone. So this little channel here on the 1 hour will give me that indication. If we break through the bottom, we're coming down here. We break through the top, we're going up there now. So I'm just zooming in a little bit at times, and I'm just structuring to sort of see where are we for the next day or two with Bitcoin. And this little channel here is going to give us the clear direction. We drop through the bottom, as I said. It will then play out similar to that sort of pattern, and we break through the top. So we got a sort of basic view on where we're looking short time frame, and it's quite simple. 2 lines to dedicate which sort of direction we're going to move on the short time frame view. And then we obviously got the larger time frame view that if we do drop that bottom channel, very likely to come here. We break the top and we go to 42. We'll be breaking this daily trend to the downward side, which will be a good sign. And then possibly after that, going to the big whale sign. Now, remember, we also have 2 lines on the high time frame now. We know that we have this major 33 to 34. If we ever drop that, the possibilities of 29 and in the 20,000s is possible. So we are aware of that. And obviously the break of the top line here of that 46 will give us the indication we make our way to the $55,000 zone. So we have these 2 major lines over here that's giving us the key indication on which direction we can go. And right now it's just ranging. So you can see volume is tapering down, everything's slowing down, which usually tends to mean that, we're going to get a big move at some point. And it's going to probably come when we least expect it at any point for, at any time in the sort of market on At any time is basically what I'm trying to say. So if we have a look at that, let me go through one or two small things and then we can start getting to some alts and start going through that. Dominance ranging sideways, so it's clearly working with the market now. Everyone's unsure. So the alts are sort of staying in the same range of what they've been in. Bitcoin staying in the same range, yet that's why we're not really getting a massive change in direction from the dominance just yet. As soon as we get a bigger move to the upside, let's say we break to the upward side, we will get a dominance spike probably to the upside, which will then lead Bitcoin first, and then I'll catch up at a later stage. Or I think if we do have a negative push on Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is going to be the one that's going to hit a bit harder. The only reason I'm saying that is because we have been ranging whenever Bitcoin's showing strength at these points to the upward side, dominance has been going up. So that means if Bitcoin starts to show weakness and make its way to the downward side, it's likely to see, especially with the lower highs we're making here, that will have dominance come down. So it means that we'll have a little bit more of a hit on Bitcoin if we do have that pullback to 33, and possibility of the alts making a higher low from those previous lows they made in the last few weeks, and Bitcoin possibly making the lower low. So that's definitely something we're keeping eye on. We then have this major chart, which I think every single one of you should have, the money line chart. And this is showing that we're still away from the line. So anytime we can come test, a bounce here always shows us a little pullback in the market. But a break of this line will give us the pure indication that, okay, like we're going to go now and we're going to have a lot of USDT enter and flow back into the market. So we've got those sort of views. Now, what is sort of worrying us and what's giving us a bit of stress right now and why this market? Because Bitcoin's held up pretty well, considering what else is going on out there and how the other markets, like look at oil, guys. It's a complete craziness to see how oil has literally tanked. This is another lesson why you don't chase pumps. Even though this stuff was pumping last week and everyone's like, oh, I'm in Bitcoin, but yet oil's pumping, yet gold's pumping. You can have a look now and they're not pumping anymore. And it's another big lesson again, never to chase pumps and always wait for those sort of pullbacks. So you can see gold broke out of this wedge and broke out of this nice resistance play here. And it's very likely to come back to the region of, $1850 to the $1,900 sort of region. So, that's obviously showing that guys are now slowly getting out of gold as well as the oil pump as well. I think oil is going to come all the way back to the region of the 85 to the $90 region as well. So that's obviously showing that. We then have the US30, which is pulling back. And remember, we had this view of two major buy zones on where we keep seeing massive interest. Now, remember this big buy zone layer. Like this was volume we haven't seen in a long time that bought on this last pullback into the zone. So we need the stock market to start recovering, if I could say, to actually start showing some strength. If the stock market can start showing some strength, we'll then have, because it just feels like the crypto market's uncertain right now. They're waiting for the world to sort of make up their decision. So we just want to see, okay, we want the stock market bounce, but where are you going to bounce and where's the possibilities? Now we have a zone which keeps getting strong volume spikes over here. It is possible that it's looking to come back in here. If we do have good news tomorrow, it can possibly give us that bounce that we finally want, but we want this to get out at some point. Now, if we don't bounce in this zone, let me put it in a basic view here. If we bounce in this zone here on stock market, I see Bitcoin holding 37,000. If we drop and we make our way down to this zone over here, I see Bitcoin going to the low 30,000s. So that sort of gives us the view of the range that we're looking at with Bitcoin, as well as correlating with the stock market as we are following it at these points. So it is important to be looking at that and understanding what we need to sort of happen. So we are at a major support for the stock markets. We do have RSI's reset showing that it's oversold right now. And, at some point, we're going to be looking at a strong bounce. Does it bounce here or does it bounce here? We will soon see as it goes. I do know there's interest here. Let's see. I think the news tomorrow is going to make a nice little shift in the market. And I'll update with you guys tomorrow to see how we're looking with all of that. I see the US tech was taking quite a hit. That is also at a major support as well. So all of these things, it hasn't been just the crypto market. Everyone thinks it's just the crypto market that's been in a downtrend. Everything's been in a downtrend for the last few weeks. The only difference is we've had these before. The last time we had these big drops in his zone, this was the March crash, and then you had the recovery. Is you go look at the difference of what bounces quicker and what recovers a lot faster. Sometimes you're going to get into these sort of bear cycles where the whole world's in a bear cycle right now. It's not just crypto. Crypto's not the only one in the bear cycle. That may take the bigger hits down, but crypto's the bigger gainer as well. You look at the techs here and you see what did this do from the recovery of the March crash, and you're looking at 150%. Okay, we then go look at your highest, safest asset of Bitcoin, and you go look from the March crash last year, and we're still sitting at a 730%. So yes, they are going to have the bigger pullbacks in bear cycles, but when the recovery time comes, we always know what recovers quicker and what shoots out a lot faster as well. So right now, you sort of want to use the tools of monitoring the short time frame, what I call it, channels of Bitcoin to see, do we go to 33? Do we go to the the higher views of the 40K zone? We got that beautiful channel, and then we got the higher time frame channel as well, where we got the 46 as the top, and we got the 32. And all we can do now is just monitor as we go to see, do we break this bottom here and go test lower levels and just the strategy to that? Or do we break the top? And you want to use Bitcoin now. Dominance is not so important just yet because it's not really doing much at this point. So the Bitcoin chart's important. The USDT Dominance chart is super important. Keep the stocks in mind as well, because we need that to bounce in a key area as well. And I'll be keeping an eye on the Dixie as well. Just be doing that as your daily checks, and that for the remainder of the week. And just remain patient at these times, and rather look at it as not acting too quickly. If you're in or you're not, so you strategize within your portfolio, and rather wait for the chart or something to give you the very clear signal, and then we act upon. Remember, don't tire yourself out in these times. So I just want to make sure I went through all of that I wanted to go through, that there, US tax, all of that. Okay, all looking good. Now, let's jump through quickly and let's have a look at the first one. The first one I want to go through here is Thorchain. So remember, guys, I got Coin Panel here, and this is giving you guys all of these trades, the setups. We got our beautiful entries in the zone of 3.8. You should be 120% up. It's one of them that's worked well for us. It's done well. And it's not to say, that, a lot of them have been terrible at times. Some of the coins are just not bouncing. They're just not breaking. They're just not doing what they need to do. But we need to always be aware of the strategy of what we're looking at, because when the whole market wakes up, this strategy works like a bomb, and it works phenomenal. And you can see off of a chart that wasn't doing much at all, or everyone thought Rune was going to die. I actually got a lot of stick at times from people that are Rune. Like you can see now, guys, by being patient and getting the breakouts and getting the test, you get the really good calls. So what I did was I started taking a little bit of profit, a small amount of profit in the region of the $7 region. And we're getting to a zone where I was speaking about yesterday on Twitter, where we're at 7.8 to the $9 region. I am going to be taking a good amount of profits on Thorchain, just because we've had such a long rally to the upward side. We still have the possibility of Bitcoin testing the lower points. And I know nothing goes in a straight line, very similar to the oil pump. You know what I mean? It's pumped. You manage to get the really good sort of trade. So I'm going to take some profits over in the zone for Thorchain. I'm not afraid to do it. If there is some for your harder portfolio and you got your entries in the region of $3 to $4, that's great to be holding for a long time. I think it will do very well. But I think, to bank some money in a market that's not giving money right now, I'd be taking some off the table. So I'm taking some profits in these zones over here. And what I sort of see here is a little push to this and a possible pullback to these levels again, and then the continuation. So I'm taking a bit of profits, and I'll be looking for buyback once my RSIs are reset, because I'm sure it's very clear that if we jump through to the Rune chart here, we'll see. Let's just see here. We'll see how the RSIs are very overbought at this position. So we got a very overbought RSI at this point, which means it teaches me, the basics of taking some profits at these levels. So definitely look at that, guys. The next big one to jump on, I think while we're waiting, guys, I'm going to send a tweet out for you guys so we can start filling you up for some guests. I'd love to meet some of the community. Come ask some questions within your trading, within your portfolios, any of that. Let me send the tweet out here quickly so we can get you guys on. Whoever wants to jump on to come ask questions, please do. It helps a lot of people by you being honest with what's happening. And this is how we can learn, and I can help you guys a lot. So looking at the Fantom chart. So Fantom obviously dropped a really big support level. I think we are getting to a really, really good opportunity for Fantom though, because we've had we've had a really strong aggressive pullback to the downside. And as soon as we broke the support, we started extending that quite a bit. I did put a tweet out, I think last week, to say this is what really interests me for Fantom. I think a lot of people FOMO'd in these areas over here. I personally had entries from the region of 1.4 and those sort of zones, and I'm definitely looking to capitalize on these ones because we can see Fantom, even with the whole thing that sort of happened with it and the news that happened on it. This creates big opportunities. Fantom's going to be here, guys, and it's always going to do amazing things. And I do see the possibility of catching between 80 to 90 cents. So for me, that's a sweet spot. I think I'm going to be loading up as much as I can on the HODL portfolio if Fantom does go to those levels. And I would say, guys, you should definitely have Fantom in your portfolio. So I think Fantom's a big one that we want to be stocking up. I saw Solana is also starting to get to a really key interest zone at this point. It is sort of holding and it's getting cheap. Like, wow, Solana's sitting back at these levels of support over here. We do have one more, which is showing us the region of the $50 to $60 region, but that's only if Bitcoin ranges really down to the low 30s. Do I see that happening? But I still think Solana's at really key levels on where we're looking at. I'm still holding my Kusama trade. I'm still holding my DOT trade. I'm still entered in my Gala trade as well. And for now, I'm just being patient within, the rest. I saw Elrond did have a EGLD. I see they got some good news coming out as well. I see they're one of the green ones for the day. So that is looking really good. And it's starting to show some strength. So if we have a look here and we sort of look at this long trend view, we can be looking at a daily break of Elrond. So I think that can be a really good one to be looking out for. And if we get Bitcoin to break that, that 1 hour wedge that I was talking about, or that range that I was talking about, if we break to the top, it looks like EGLD is going to be really looking for some legs back to the $200 region. So that's definitely one I'm keeping an eye on as well. And the next one, which I think is very cheap, I just want to see if I got it here, is, then I'll just delete that now. There we go. Is Matic. Like, Matic's got some really big news coming out. And, I feel it's getting super cheap again. It's getting to a really important sort of zone that we've been loading up many times, and it keeps. I see a lot of people joining in here. Big zones that we've always had big volume spikes in. The last time we had your volume spike in these zones over here, volume spike in these zones, volume spike. And I know there's big news coming out there too. So what's nice about this is we're not too far away from daily trend, which is looking good. So investment wise, I'm super interested in Matic right now. There is a possibilities of the lower regions of $1 in those zones, and I'll definitely be scooping up if I can get in the regions anywhere in those over there. But if we get positive news tomorrow and we get a nice breakout from the markets, Matic is one that I can see rocketing really strong. So keep that on radar as well. And the last one before I jump on and get the community involved is the Luna as well. So I spoke about Luna yesterday, and I think this one's important, guys, because if you got Luna for a long-term view and you got your entries at $40 or anywhere in those zones, I'd be holding strong. I think you're going to make tremendous money in the future. But if you bought in the $60, $70 range and you've made some money, and we dropped this daily trend over here, guys, I know anything that goes up in these regions, they do come down. A lot of people, I was saying I couldn't buy Fantom at $3. A lot of people saying, laughing at me at those points. The Fantom's back down to those levels now. And it's just going to teach you another lesson that the chart's it's going to ignore fundamentals and hype and stuff. It's going to give you a signal. So with Luna, we hit the all-time high, but we got rejected. So, does this make a sort of head and shoulders and we start to lose momentum? This line is going to give that to us. So I'd be putting the 12-hour and making sure I got the support line in here, because if we lose that, it's giving us indications we're going to be coming back down to these zones. Now, I'm going to be using this as a buying opportunity for Luna. Definitely. I want to be loading up more Luna, but I don't want to lose any profits if we do start to lose the steam. It all depends. If you bought it in this range over here, you're fine. If you bought to the $40 region, you're fine. But if you bought in these regions over here, are you going to give away these profits over here? And then I'm looking at a view is where I'm taking some. If we lose the steam over here, I'm only waiting for the trend break. I'm not waiting for anything else. If we break trend and daily close above that, I will be taking some Luna off the table, and I'll be buying back 20-30% more of it in these buy zones over here, and then continue the ride. It's very simple. By not getting out now and holding trend, that's fine, because that also gives you the opportunity in case Luna does break through and go to the big levels. Now, I am still seeing a $140 Luna, so I'm still keeping that in mind. And that's why I'm patient for that trend. So if I'm in, put my trend line in, put my alarm on, and then I can start looking to act on that. We break trend, I'll farm some more of them. I'll be buying back. Remember, you only want to be getting out of these tokens if you know where you're buying back, especially if they're ones you want to hold and ones that you want to keep. You only ever sell if you know where you're buying back. And it doesn't matter if it comes down to $60 and you buy back at 60 and then it goes back to 50, let's say. You know, you farmed another 30% more Luna, and that was the whole purpose of the trade, was to make some more Luna. So be patient for that trend break. For now, you are holding, but if you do get those signals, I'm personally going to be taking some, and it's just another practice run. Guys, you're practicing for the bull market. That's all you can do. It's not here right now, but you have to practice. Like, that's all you can actually do. So let's jump off here quickly, and I think let's get some of the community involved. I'd love to see the questions out here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yo, buddy, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I can't hear you, brother. Will you just check your mic?
Sorry, do you hear me now?
Just have a look. I can't hear you yet, brother. So just maybe check and see if you can put a mic on. Can you hear him?
Okay.
Can't hear. Okay, give me
T'as
that.
pas des écouteurs? Attends, hold on, sorry. Hop.
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me? Okay, I can hear now, brother. I got you. I got you. I got you.
You got me?
I got you. Hi, you, brother. Sorry, man. I had a little mute button on you. How are you doing?
No worries. Very good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm waiting for the bull market, brother. What's happening? Like, can we get some energy flowing again?
Yeah, basically my portfolio was very good in November, but I was like not taking profits because I was believing Bitcoin was going to go to 150 and whatever.
Me too, brother.
And
Me too.
well, that teaches us a strong lesson, I think. So now I took profit on Rune, took a little profit on Luna because I'm expecting a $65, $70 buyback. And I wanted to know if you could maybe chart for us Cadena, which is, I think, a strong fundamental project, proof of work that can scale. And it just got listed on Binance, so there was a little spike. And I was wondering what you were seeing on that chart.
What's the ticker there, brother?
KDA. Cadena.
KDA. Cadena, that one there. Let's see on these two charts and see where we can get it up. No problem. Okay, well, obviously, massive volume spike that came in from the Binance listing, definitely. So it looks like it's definitely, ranging right now, brother. So it doesn't look like it's going to make any massive moves just yet, but it's definitely it's out of the downwards phase. So it's in the ranging phase. So, we talk the market cycle where you got the big, strong push down.
Around $10.
Exactly.
So we're expect a big spike.
Yes. So the next spike, you can be looking at the $10. That's the top of the range. And anytime I'm interested in buying, I'll be looking to be buying the bottom of the range. So anywhere between $5 to $6 is my top up zones, my dollar costing zones, and anywhere in these zones are my sort of offload zones. And then worst scenario is you offload on the top here, it breaks through a test, and you just buy back in where you sold out. You know what I mean? But at least it's a confirmation buy. So yeah, it's looking good, brother. It's more just this is where it just teaches you patience. Like, don't chase the pumps and stuff. If you get the bottom of the range buys, that's where you load up, and you get to the top. Don't be scared to take profits. You can always buy back on the confirmation.
All right. Thank you so much, and good luck with your little one.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Let's get the next one out here.
Hey, what's up?
Signal's quite bad. How are you, brother?
I'm good.
Will you just have a look at your signal connection? Maybe log off and okay, don't log off, but maybe just check your connection. I'll be bringing you back on. It's just really, really blurry at this point. I can't really see you.
That's fine. Could you just chart CVC and RSR for me? Those are tools that I never discussed. But
RSR.
Yeah.
RSR. Yes, I haven't seen this token in a while, actually. Okay, so let's jump onto higher time frames here. Let's have a look. So this is like retraced all the way. This has literally come all the way back down to its original zones. So it's like sort of catching a falling knife at this point. So, to buy right here is a little bit risky, but it is making some really good sort of daily trends as well. So this one, brother, it all depends. Are you looking this for long term, or are you looking this for to make some money? You know what I mean? Is it
long term? This
long-term.
And CVC are both my long-term plays.
Okay, CVC.
CV, V for victory. Civic rights, CVC.
CBC, is that right?
V for victory. We.
CVC.
Yeah. Civic.
There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. So RSR, obviously it's cheap, dude. Like you can see it's literally at the bottom of the range again. So dollar costing makes sense. It can go lower. If it drops this low point, it can go a little bit lower. So you basically want to see this slow down now and do exactly what the previous chart was doing of ranging. So that's what we're sort of looking at. Is us to sort of range, and that's where you want to basically be. So you want to be a bit more patient here. You are getting it for the long-term from time frame views. Some good entries. I would say definitely from the top. You're probably looking at, wow, like what is this thing down? 92%. So it sort of makes sense if you believe in it fundamentally. That's great. CVC. Let's have a look here as well. Also accumulating sort of zones. So you can see here, you got these major supports, and that's where we've been. And that's probably where I'd like to load up more. So we got a daily trend over here, which I'd be a bit patient for. A breakout there would make sense. But any drop up zones into this 15-cent mark, that's where I'd be dollar costing in those zones. Yo, brother, how you doing? Good. Can you hear him? Can't hear you, brother. Just check your mute
How's
button,
that?
maybe.
I think I was
There
muted.
we go.
Awesome.
There we
Good
go.
to see you
I've
again.
met you. I've met you.
in Miami.
Yes. How are you, brother?
Are you guys coming back for the Bitcoin conference? I saw Rand was giving away tickets.
Yeah, we want to come back, but I'm not going to be there just yet. I'm waiting for the little one, but I'll be there. I'll be there later on in the year. Definitely. I'll definitely be there later on in the year. And you, brother, how's it going?
Good. Everything's good. I mean, besides Fantom. Fantom's killing me. So
yeah,
we got
Fantom, dude. I know. It's going to teach us the views of taking some sort of profits along the journey. Definitely.
So I was hoping you could talk to me about T-Share and Tomb, because
T-Share went charts.
They do. I'm not sure if they're on. Oh, they do, but that's to Fantom.
Yeah, that is to Fantom. Let's have a look how they are looking to Fantom. If we can get the charts, I can definitely have a look for you. I know there's.
I think the charts are on Dex Labs. I think they have charts for Tomb and Fantom there.
Okay.
For Tomb and T-Share.
Let's have a look. See if we can get a Joe for you. Yeah, it's been quite a tricky this whole Tomb share. I remember when we were in Miami, I was like, I just can't. Like, it feels like it's the top, when everyone's hyping so much, and it's that sort of view. Like, I definitely did not get in at that time. Okay, let's see where I can chart this. Dun.
Because at one point T-Share ran up. Probably right around then, it was like almost $18,000, and now it's like $2,000. It got clobbered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And it's actually interesting because Harry's coming on the show later, so that's quite interesting because I think all the questions are going to be asked. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, brother, this is basically a falling knife at this point. So are you still in fully right now?
I'm in. I don't have as much exposure. I sold some, but it still hurts to see.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. So all you can do with this is there's no data to see how low this can go. You basically got to wait for structural change, and we can start ranging, and then it's safe to be deploying. So it looks like you're going to be in this one for the long run. Like that's the sad reality of it, unless it's crazy money that you need. But yeah, I think for now, try to look at the best ways you can still obviously earn yield and everything, to see if you can still be earning in that sort of region right now. But until then, this is going to take some time, brother. This is going to take some time. It can be on the road of recovery by the end of the year, but I think that's going to take a bit of time. It's just going to take. You're going to have to move your focus elsewhere for now and just ignore it for now.
Well,
it could possibly make you a lot of money in the future, definitely. But for now, it doesn't look so great, bro.
All right.
I do apologize, dude.
No, that's
cool.
All right. Good luck
bro.
with the baby and everything.
Thank you, brother. I'll see you again in Miami.
Perfect.
Cool, brother. Ciao. Is this Ritz? How you doing, bud?
Hey, buddy. How are you? Congratulations.
Good.
Just heard about the new baby. Well done. Welcome
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So it's going to be long nights. Well, at least you'll be having an eye on the crypto and the charts.
I decided to start. I think I'll start short-term trading again when she's here. Then at least if we're not going to sleep, we might as well be making money while we're not sleeping.
Yes.
What's your question, brother?
my question is I've been for the last month or so, I've been trying to practice the trading with Luna, right? But I don't know. I've been checking your indications on coin panel that it would retrace to 71, but I'm not seeing this happen. Can you share us some insights on it? And
so the only thing is, what has taught me the big lesson is obviously my RSIs are getting to the point of, let's have a look here, my 12-hour and then yeah. So I'm not getting out of Luna. Remember, the retrace, we're not guaranteed the retracement. I am expecting the retracement if we break this trend, though. Because we're moving at a momentum, we got to keep the momentum. It's very similar to what happened, and we go to higher time frames here on Fantom. This was the momentum we were moving at. As soon as you stop that momentum, we get a really strong big pullback. So just because the coin is doing very well, the pullback is just as big as what the pump is. Like, it doesn't matter what fundamental coin it is. It doesn't matter. Sometimes things are overextended at times. So with Luna, it's not to say that I am, I can't buy it now. That's the only reason I'm saying right now. I can't buy Luna now because it's already done 120, 130% right now. I want to say where I want to buy it, and where I want to buy it would be this range over here. If it comes in, I'm lucky enough to get it, is where I'm buying it. If it doesn't come there, whatever I have is what I hold on strong at this point. So the only reason I'm saying that is because this is the previous support over here. And we do have this trend, which shows us that we can come anywhere in this range at this point as well. So whatever goes up big, Bart Simpson, you've seen it how many times?
Yeah.
Where something goes big one side, it comes down just as fast the other side. So I've learned to stop. I used to fall in love too much with tokens, brother. I used to fall in love. It's never going to go down. It's never going to happen. And it's just burnt me too many times in the past. So I'm not acting on it too quick, but I do have two scenarios. And I'm not chasing. I have Luna. I do have a good amount of Luna. If I can get it here, I'll buy a ton more. Until then, I'm not interested in buying more. Doesn't mean I'm selling, but it doesn't. I'm not interested in stocking up more right now. And if we do drop this trend here, I have a possibility of farming some more Luna. So remember, my strategy with Luna ultimately is to make more Luna. That's it. I just want more Luna. So what's going to be better that I can make more Luna? That's my only questions that I'm making. I want as much Luna as I can get in this phase, because if Bitcoin rallies to 50 or 60K tomorrow, Luna's going to $150. How much Luna can I get in the time before it goes? You know what I mean? That's the question I'm asking myself. So I'm just looking at ways on how I can, if it goes either way, what can I do to make more Luna? That's the ultimate goal of it.
Excellent. Yes. Sound advice.
Okay. Amazing, brother. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Okay, all the best,
brother.
Mauritius.
Ciao. How are you, brother?
I'm good. I just saw your live streaming again, and I had to call in just to say congrats to the new baby, and also do a little shout out to the Banter fam, because I saw the clip from Irina yesterday, and for the community, she and Adam are two very pure souls for the community, and I wanted to do a shout out.
Thank
Didn't
you,
expect
brother.
to come on
it
the
means
live,
a lot.
It's
it's a sad time, dude. We got to, crypto is great and stuff, but you got to love the community coming together and just supporting everyone right now. I
crypto
hope it all
unites us.
Exactly.
Crypto unites us.
Exactly, dude. And that's the love of it.
Right?
The people I've met and the stuff, it's phenomenal.
And honestly, I love the shows when you're alone, man, because those are the ones you rock.
Thank you, brother. I know it's a bit quiet now. I know TA is a little bit quiet in this sort of market, but when this market rages, we're going to work well. Yeah, we're gonna work well, and it's time for me to get back to what I love, dude. To what I started with teaching, enjoying, and all of that. So I appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate it.
No, we appreciate you as well. Also, whenever you're in the Netherlands, I know I've missed Fred. But whenever you come to Amsterdam, just let us know, because, from the Dutch Banter community, of course, we really want to organize a meetup.
Amazing. I'll be there. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
How are you, brother? I remember you from last time. How's it going?
Yeah, I think I was on the first live. Yeah, all good, man.
Yes.
Just wanted to kind of know your thoughts just on kind of staking, obviously the market's very choppy. Kind of all your whole hodl bags as such, like hodl coins, Bitcoin, ETH, Luna, are you doing them or are you staking them kind of centrally, Binance, KuCoin, etc., or are you also kind of using
so
some
I
of
do
the
have
good coins, kind of AVAX and that kind of DeFi wise as well?
Exactly. So I've been listening to Miles a lot. So I've been using a lot, except the high risk ones. I feel like the high risk ones, the what's it called? No, the ones where you can basically get liquidated. Like those ones are the ones that I'm like really not putting interest in.
Liquidity pools,
definitely.
basically.
Exactly,
Ones with
brother.
impermanent loss, yeah.
Exactly, impermanent loss. So that's leverage. It's the same thing. It's it's literally the same. So I'm not in that right now, but every single one of my long-term tokens are staked at this point. I actually got Mama Sniper.
Do you do that on Central?
My mother, she's been central exchanges at this point. And I do have, so I got about 50% of my HODL tokens that are staked on central exchanges, and then I have the remainder that are not staked sitting in wallets. So I'm sort of still nervous about leaving all my money in a lot of certain places, and I do have a lot of it split around at this sort of point. So I think you got to stake right now. You know what I mean? But the purpose of staking is also buying the coin at the right time and staking it. Like you're buying the coin at the top, like buying Luna now and staking it now, it doesn't make sense for me. But if you can get a pullback in Luna in the next few weeks and it comes back to $50, buying it there and staking it makes sense, because now you've bought it on a good entry as well as staking it. You wanna get the double compound. That's the whole purpose of it. Yeah, you want to get something that's going to break out. If you caught the Thorchain one and you managed to stake that over the last, you'd really be reaping crazy profits now. So I think staking is great, but I think you got to still interpret your buys as well and where you're buying the token. I think it's big.
Awesome.
Or if you bought the tops, there's not much you can do right now. Then rather stake, like rather at least be making something at this point. It does make a difference in the bigger view, because think about it. If you bought Luna in these top zones here, even if you bought them over here, and over this whole period, you managed to earn another 10 or 15% more Luna, you would have actually brought your entry down to there. So you actually would have, by earning more tokens, your entry would have been down. And, on the bigger run, it can play a much bigger role for you and help you a lot.
Also, yeah, I kind of use staking as a dollar cost averaging as well. So like you were saying, it does average down your entries like dollar costing. So
exactly. Especially this time, nothing's happening.
Obviously, I knew you guys would do it, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Cool, brother. Appreciate it. I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, and congrats for the baby. Hope the baby comes soon.
Thank you, bro.
Take care, dude.
Yeah, me as well, dude. Me as well. Thank you, bro. Devault. How do I say it? You unmute, brother. Just unmute in there, Carl.
Hey, Sheldon. It's Devault.
How are you, brother?
From South Africa as well.
Oh, South African. Hoe gaan het?
Kanitlani.
You're doing good, brother.
Good. Sheldon, quick question.
Yes.
So I've got a lot of DGen coins in my portfolio as well. Well, a small percentage of my portfolio, but quite a lot of them. And they obviously took a massive beating. And I'm sitting here wondering to myself, shouldn't I cash out those and put it in a stable coin and earn some interest on my stables? Or should I just leave them and keep on topping them up and buying these dips?
So how many would you say do you have, DGen tokens? Just say roughly 20, 30, like would you say a lot?
I've got about 6 of them, 6 to 10.
Okay.
It's NAMI, it's it's some of the gaming tokens and those are some of them.
So to be honest on that, obviously they've been taking quite a big smack, and I feel like a lot of the tokens are 90% down from their tops, like they've taken that big hit. I think I would be doing the strategy you're talking about, but I would be doing it on the pump. Like to do it now is, it sort of makes sense, but I'd rather wait for the next rally, even if it's another 30% spike within the markets, to then ladder out. We always want to get into the habit of laddering out on pumps. To ladder out in a flat market, you've basically been flushed out the market. So, you're sort of falling in the trap, because it's going to suck. Imagine you sell out those coins and, we do have a breakout next week, and then like everything starts to sort of move. So you've taken the 90% hit already on some of them. If we, at some point, me, I've had, I've taken a lot. What I like about if you took a 90% hit is if you use 10% of the money you put in last time, you buy the same amount of tokens. So I like, topping up a little bit at points, maybe shift those into 3. So maybe swap them into each other. You know what I mean? Look at the ones that are really not worth it and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to rather sell these 3 and just go buy the other 3, because if I sell these 3 and I buy the other 3 now, I'm going to average down their entries a lot, because, you know, 10% would buy me the same amount of tokens it would have bought me, you know what I mean, of the full percentage a few months ago. So I'd be interlinking between each other. I'd maybe get out of 6, because you're still a lot of risk if you got 6 of them. So maybe go into 3, or maybe go into 4 of them, sell out some of those, so you're not getting them out, and just top up on the other ones and rather get better entries. So we got to stop trying to go to too many coins once we haven't mastered the first strategy. Rather go to 2 and 3. You know, it doesn't matter if you got 6 tokens, rather get it right with the 3 tokens. You know, they're all volatile, they're all great movers when the markets are positive. And sort of thing. So if you are gonna, I would link them in. Otherwise, I'd wait for a rise up and then start laddering into stables and start getting. But what are your stable percentages that you would be getting?
Well, you know, I'm looking at Donkey, and I'm, you know, by no means promoting it because you guys invested in it, but I love Donkey because, you know, I can copy farming strategies. So I like the BUSD. I mean, I get up to 85%. So for me, you know, to have a stable coin where you're earning 85% in this market that we are right now just feels more rewarding. Because then I have more dry powder, you know, to buy up some of the.
So do you have any dollars at this point?
I've got some dry powder at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as you got something. If you didn't have dry powder, then I'd definitely be saying, okay, then get some dry powder. But I think I would just minimize the amount of tokens, and I would still be probably getting out of them on the next push up, because we just don't know. You know what I mean? And rather reboot, wait to really see if Bitcoin, you know, the micro alts are never going to pump before Bitcoin. It's always going to be the big daddies first, and then the micro alts will move. So you'll have time to get back into them. But I think lower the amount of tokens, and I think on the next pump up, you know, start putting them in some of the yields. I think it's better. It's going to be better if you're stressed, brother.
Yes. Much love. Thanks, Sheldon.
Cheers, brother. Thank you. Who we got here else? Amid, how are you doing, brother?
Oh, great, mate. How are you doing?
Sort of got to wait patiently until. How's it doing, buddy? You good?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Right. What I want to ask you, just so I won't take anyone's time, is I cashed out a lot of my shit coins to USDT. And is it because now there's a bet between the USDT people and the USDC people, is it better to have half and half the cash, or just stay in USDT?
Probably, because you got 2 titans fighting each other. Yeah,
I know.
I think a 50-50 makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a 50-50 makes sense, brother. Definitely.
That's the question, man. So you can move on to the next guy.
Have a great day, brother. Ciao. Who else we got here? How's it going, buddy?
Oh, hello, Sheldon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Long time. I've been waiting to talk to you for a long time.
Amazing. Today's the day.
Cool. I watch your show. I've been watching your show all the time, and honestly, I started doing crypto from, it was October 2020, but I lost everything since I got connected to your show. At least I got stability. So thank you very much for that.
Pleasure, brother. I'm glad the main purpose is learning. I hope you at least.
Always. I have.
Yeah, if you're gonna lose your money, at least know why.
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering if you can draw a chart for me for Mover, if that's possible.
For Moon River.
Yeah.
No problem. So this is one. Jeez, it's how do I spell it again?
MOVR.
MOVR. I told you, jelly brands. Let's have a look. 45, dude. Like, how cheap are we going to get this token? Like, it's insane. So right now it's still falling knife right now. So, you know, I want to wait for the ranging part of it, where we can actually start ranging for a while. I've been entering for now. And I think, you know, at some point you just got to now just wait for it to sort of range. So we're still waiting, you know, we do have the strong daily trend, which is basically trending down there, but we haven't broken just yet. And I'm sort of waiting for it to find a technical floor at this point. Will it be at the point of $35? There's a possibility. But, you know, I can't, you know, I know ideally with these tokens over time, they run out of from a strong downwards phase into a sideways phase and then a slow recovery phase. And that will be the phase where I'm very patient for. So even if I bought in these downs over here, for me to sell in the flash out phase does not make any sense for me at this point. I'm not going to allow the market to flush me out at this point, even though at some of my positions, I can literally be at an 80, 90, 95% loss, literally at those points. But right now, I won't be deploying too much more until we are waiting for an actual clear range of a sideways point, similar to where Bitcoin is ranging between the 33 and the $42,000 zone is what I want to be seeing with Moonriver. So I've been loading up quite a bit, and this is one sad thing is sometimes you take this for a short term and it turns into a long term.
Absolutely.
It's a long term, but we're bullish on it, dude. My bag is so big with this stuff. Rand's bag is massive with the stuff. Like, I'm very bullish on Moonriver, and I'm just holding up. And if I do, so I won't be using any of my powder now to buy Moonriver. But me, by taking a little bit of Thorchain profits today, I won't mind taking 2-3% of those profits and go buying a little bit more. It's for free. Like if I can just find free ways to make more Moonriver at these prices, I'm gonna do it because I can just get so many tokens for the amount of value that what I could have got then. You can literally get 4 times if you put $100 or $200 in at $200 at this point over here. You can literally get 4 times the amount of where you're at now. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. I just won't be putting any more of my money in. I'd rather let me make some in the market. And if I take some profits there, I can use a little bit more to load up as we go along the journey. We've got to be patient with this one, man. We've got to be patient.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, brother. What do we got? I'll take two more quick ones. Let's see the cameras on you. Zimmy, how are you, brother? You're on mute. There we go. Just click it off.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How's it going, brother?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Congrats on your baby.
Thank you, bro. Thank
Okay.
you.
Questions for your technical analysis, your TA. Do you do any order blocks?
Not really. Not really. So one sort of thing with my TA, and this is probably what a lot of guys will be like, I'm not super technical and not the sort of views like. I used one strategy from the beginning. I've never had to really add more to it, brother. Like, I tried to learn more things and it just puts me off of my original goals. So I still use the same strategy that I used when I started off. Like, simple, easy. If it goes here, I know what to do. If it goes there, I know what to do. Like, it was a simple view. But if you do have anything that's interesting for the community on what you use it for, you're more than welcome to share or anything there. But I personally don't.
I see. Okay. How about what's your opinion on ADA right now?
ADA, Cardano.
Yeah.
The stable coin. Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got main resistance. We are going lower than the zone of where they were topping up. So, it is showing, wow, this is a very long, 4-month downtrend on Cardano. So we have the last supports, which are sitting in the region of 70 cents. And then we got the supports are sitting at 50 cents. So same thing here. I'm looking any other profits I'm taking in the market to be loading up because it's just so much cheaper than what it was. But we're basically waiting for this main resistance break. When we finally break out of that, I think ADA is going to go sideways for a while. And then we can slowly look at the sort of recovery. The main thing is, where is this phase? Is it sitting between 60 cents to the $1 zone? Or do we go down to the 40 cent zone, to the 80 cent zone, and that's the sort of zone. So this main resistance trend will give me that indication. And right now, we're still quite a bit of distance from it. So it doesn't look like it's going to, pick up or break too soon yet. But for me, dollar costing, I was dollar costing a lot in the region of $1 because that was usually always a really good support that we were always holding. But now we've started to lose that. And there is the possibilities of the 40 to the 60 cents. And I need to be prepared for that. If you believe in Cardano long term, which I do think they're going to do something in the future, I think they're going to play a role. Yeah. I do think they're going to do something. You should be absolutely, how can I get more tokens if it does go to 40 to 60 cents? It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's how can you use that opportunity for yourself? I think Cardano is going to be here for a long time, and I think it will get back to these ranges again, definitely, and I think possibly in the future. So I'm using it to advantage, brother. The whole market's just it's just not holding right now, just on that. So What can you do to stock up on these levels? Because I'm telling you, you will be very upset with yourself if Cardano's back at $2 by the end of the year and you weren't buying in these regions. You're going to be very upset with yourself. You know what I mean? So
correct.
don't look at it. If you think Cardano's going to make it, you know, this is big opportunities for you, and be aware there is still lower opportunities to come, but there is this main resistance view over here. And when we break that, we'll start channeling, and that will be great as well. That'll be a nice farming stage where we can make some more. But for now, brother, patience.
Okay, one last thing. How about ICP? They are the Web3. I read they are the fastest blockchain.
I like them. I don't like that their token doesn't move much.
Yeah.
It used to, but it's not. See, same thing. So this one, it's not too aggressive to the downside at this sort of point, but you know, it's not really showing. It's not in sideways phase yet either. So we got this really strong. Let's just put this up here. This day trend over here, which is showing that it's soon going to get out of downtrend. So you know, a break of Bitcoin will give us that, and then it will finally go into accumulating trend. And then we can look slow road to recovery again. So same thing here. You want to see where it starts holding the floors. You want to be loading up on all the floors. Don't be afraid if we do create this channel to be offloading on the tops either, because you can farm in between the bases. And remember, if we're in a zone like this and we start ranging like this, never be afraid to sell these tops, because if we break it, we can always test and you can buy it back at the same value as well. But if you do catch at least 2 or 3 of these trades from the tops to the bottoms, you know, you'll end up getting yourself some good amount of tokens. So this one is not ready to explode to the upside yet, but it is going into farming season. And this is where the bigger guys will be loading up on every dip at a certain floor. And that's what you sort of want to see. You want to see a base hold. And then, you know, you can either farm or you can just load up on the bottoms. And that's the best strategy. But I also think they're going nowhere. You know what I mean? I think they're going to do something great. And right now, you know, this was sitting at $80 to $100 in that zone a few months ago, and now we're sitting at $15. Like, guys, there's bargains at this point. So just one valuable thing is to never chase trades either. This hasn't broken trend yet. So to be buying more now doesn't make sense yet. Let's find the bottom. Once we've broken trend, it's giving us indication. Then you track that and you load up on the bottoms. So just a bit of patience, brother, and just a bit of strategy behind it. If it goes there, what do I do? If it does this, what do I do? If it does this, what do I do? Give yourself 3 scenarios. But make sure you get as many of these tokens in this phase, because it's very hard to make tokens when the market's raging. How do you make tokens? You can't. When it's bullish, it's bullish. Like, you just can't make tokens. So these are phases. You got to see, how can I make tokens? Remember, down market is token making. Up market is dollar making. Very simple.
Nice. All right. That's all.
Have a great day, brother.
All right. You too.
Cheers,
Bye.
brother. Ciao. Okay, Banter fam, we did a nice hour there. I'll be doing a few more of these. I think it's better just to get a lot of views of everyone. And for now, let's have a look. Let's see if the news goes great tomorrow. I will be doing a show tomorrow, and let's keep it going for now. Come on, Bitcoin. Can we break this and can we start getting some life back? Anyway, Banter fam, I love you lots. Have a great, fantastic day, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's show. Much love.